Ciao ragazzi, my name is Anthony. Long time per no live drive. Long time since we did a nice quick live drive, but have a nice look at that weather. Look at that weather. The sun is out. The vitamin D is going to pierce through the skin today. So you got to stay active, man. If you're in Sydney and the sun's out, if I was the boss, if I was a manager, which I am not anymore, thankfully, because the most exhausting thing in the world is being in charge of other people, specifically in charge of other adults. See, kids I can do fine, teenagers I can do fine. It's when you have to start managing other adult personalities that you end up looking at them going, some positives from yesterday, because watching the game back afterwards is the most stress-free thing in the world, even when the result's negative, because you know what to expect. But it just, especially when you get the win, it just enables you to see things through a much clearer lens. And yesterday was a game where Inter decided that they were going to get the points because they did not allow Sassuolo into the game. Through majority of patches of the game, up until the 84th minute, when you watch it back without the anxiety, you realize Sassuolo did not get a single look at Inter until the 83rd, 84th minute. But the most concerning thing is that first look resulted in a goal, and Sassuolo looked like prime Barcelona playing tiki-taka with Neymar in the front line. The Moroccan who came on to score had only been on the pitch for about 7 minutes. It's also his first goal for Sassuolo. These are concerns because when you go and watch that replay back, we are just bunched up there, ball watching, waiting patiently for somebody to get that rock out. That's not how it works. And for those last 7 minutes, I guess when you look back on it now, you can only feel good about it because we took the initiative back and we put the ball in the back of the net. And you know what? I've watched that replay over and over again. Maybe it's just me. Maybe my knowledge isn't right up in here. But there is still an element of me that thinks that we should have been awarded that goal. We should have been awarded that goal. The amount of touches that reset play from a defensive end of Sassuolo there, I just believe that that goal should have stood. Anyway, all is well that ends well, right? In terms of the positives, no, I'll never say that. And to be honest, I think you should check your going to say that. You can't ever chant those words. That's just you saying you've actually not only given up, you're happy to actively go against. So I can't get to that level yet, mate. I can't say that M word after that. If you're brought up in an Italian household, there's only 1 or 2 words you put in front of that, and it can't be the team that you support. Yesterday's first little positive, I'll say that just because he didn't find the back of the net doesn't mean that Pio Esposito didn't have a really, really good outing up front the last 2 games, because it's not that sort of player starting where you think, okay, now he's going to seep into the background for a long time. This is the sort of player that makes us stand up and go, oh, Lautaro's injured. Who gives a shit? I know that's what I'll be saying. I'm already saying it this season. Oh, Lautaro's not available. I don't give a rat's ass if Lautaro's not available. He sucks. Came on yesterday, looked overweight again. Yeah, he looked overweight again. And people are going to say, here we go with the agenda. It's not a fucking agenda. Go and look at him. His gut is piercing the skin. His nipples are piercing the adipose tissue area of his pectoralis major. I'm not hating on the guy. The guy's chunky. The guy's got residual fat on his neck. Pio Esposito does not. Marcus Thuram does not. Lautaro Martinez is our most unfit attacker at the moment. And when he came on yesterday, he looked donkey shit as well. He didn't hold up play. Not that he holds up play as well as Pio Esposito anyway. He didn't make lines and runs that drag defenders out the same way Pio did. Not that I expected him to, because now I just think he's a bit of a lazy bum. Mr. 9 million net per year. Anyway, I didn't want to make this an agenda, but hey, it is what it is, man. If you're telling me to choose between Toro and Thuram, I know who I'm choosing at the moment. Pio Esposito. Pio Esposito. Fantastic cameo. SofaScore gave him a 5.5 out of 10. SofaScore, if any representatives of SofaScore are watching this, which I highly doubt they are, or if you know anyone in SofaScore, go and personally tell them that Anthony from Inter Worldwide thinks that you guys are not actually watching games. You are just shouting data for no reason. Rubbish. What's up to the chat? There's a few people leaving comments. I'm actually going to ignore most of the chat because I'm a little late for work, and that means there's just a lot more traffic on the road this morning. So I just need to, just need to stay a little bit more level in terms of focus. Other positives from yesterday. Sucic. Very calm, very collected, doesn't hug the same spot. What I was really happy with was the fact that we could sub out Hakan Çalhanoğlu, who, let's face it, on paper and in practicality is our best ball-carrying midfielder, our best progressive player, and our most technical player on the team. There were moments during his peak where bringing him off meant we were surrendering the dominance of the game. Bringing off Hakan for Aslani was like, holy shit. Even though we've got a like-for-like substitute here, we are going to fall into the pits. You know what I saw yesterday? I did not see an Inter team that got better when Hakan was subbed off, but I didn't see an Inter team that got drastically worse when Barella was made to drop a little bit deeper and Sucic was made to ascend a little bit more while Fratesi plugged the Barella hole. Being able to get Fratesi to plug Barella's spot, I was going to say plug Barella's hole. Ah! Woo! Shit. We have been crying out for a time where Fratesi can just slot into Barella's spot and Barella can makeshift his way backwards. We were waiting too long prior. We were waiting too long. What happened yesterday in the 65th minute was something that a lot of us have wanted to see for a long time. Hakan, out. Fratesi, in. Barella, deeper. Sucic, slightly more advanced and central. Still dropping back to collect the ball because he's got that in his repertoire. Everything was ticking. Everything was ticking fine. Yes, we did not get better. But I am here to highlight the positives, once again, that a lot of people were saying in the different chats yesterday. Our depth on the bench has improved. We have got some options that we did not have before. And I think coming on yesterday, what we had was very, very fresh legs. Ciao, Gio. Very, very fresh legs yesterday. Which is why when we made the substitutions, it wasn't until the 84th minute where we decided to have a brain fart moment where everybody shit themselves. If we were able to kick that ball out in the 84th minute and we don't concede that lovely little goal from Sassuolo, we win that game 2-0 and we start talking about how it was a masterclass yesterday. Those jitters are not good for us though. We can't keep having them. Let's keep elaborating on why I'm positive about the depth. Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique. I managed to get 8 claps in there. Luis Enrique. Now, some people were saying, I wasn't too sure about Enrique yesterday. I need to ask why. He was awesome. He was awesome. Luis Enrique yesterday was very, very good off the bench. Held the ball well. Dribbled past his man well. I'm not just talking about the moment in like the 90th, 91st minute where he's got it all isolated on the right-hand side, turns his back, makes a left turn, makes a right shimmy, hooks that left turn again, and opens up space to repass the ball. I'm sure you guys know the moment I'm talking about. I'm talking about the way he holds his defensive solidity, if that makes sense, on the right-hand side of the box in those last 7 or 8 minutes. I really, really enjoyed when he gets the ball in that tight space at the back and dribbles past his man. Dribbles past his man, looks up, realizes there's 12 yards of space and goes, nah, fuck it, I'll look down and dribble a bit further. You want to know what really got me with that? Plus the little flick over the defender's head, deep in our own box to open us up again. He's wearing number 11. That would have been, to our eyes visually, that's a Joaquin Correa getting the ball. That's a Joaquin Correa getting the ball and losing it straight away. Straight away. As much as I love him, that's a Mateo Darmian giving the ball away or booting it out for a throw-in so he can get back and defend. What Luis Enrique did off the bench yesterday was actually awesome. I'm not looking for hate or slander on Luis Enrique. That game and cameo yesterday should serve as a building block for positive performances in the future. He was bloody good off the bench. He was good. Sucic was great. Esposito was great. These players were good. And that's why I'm happy. Those players were good. And that's why I'm happy. What else can we say? Carlos Augusto put in a performance yesterday that made me happy to see Bastoni get as much rest as possible for certain games this season. Coppa Italia, Bastoni is not touching it until the semi-final. Even Champions League, if we can get past the next 2 games, bench Bastoni and rotate him so that he can start important Serie A games. Just maybe Bastoni needs to start thinking about occupying a central centre-back position in some of these games, because an Augusto, Bastoni, Akanji, back 3, sounds great. Speaking of Akanji, very calm, very confident, has a certain aura in his face, but you know what? He's a guy, he's a man. And if I can talk as being a man for a second, you know what helps? When you're fucking staunch C-word. The guy's tall. The guy's got a warrior's face, bro. He's the sort of guy that if you came across him in a tribe, or if you came across him in a rugby match, or if you came across him anywhere, you'd look at him and go, I'm not taking that guy on. Are you fucking crazy? You guys can handle him. He just gives off this aura that he's ready to bite your face off. Not to mention he's got incredible upper body strength. And just his stride length and stride frequency is very good as well. In terms of playing the ball progressively yesterday, I liked seeing us look up and just move. It reminded me of that scene at the start of Coach Carter, that movie where the coach looks at his team and goes, I know we didn't work on offense that much in practice, but what did we do in practice? And one of the teammates says, run. And everyone laughs, and the coach says, exactly. So what do you think I want you to do in this game? Run? Correct again. Go and run. And that's what we did yesterday. We ran our asses off moving the ball yesterday. When did we stop running? Around about minute 70, 75. But a big reason is that Sassuolo had everybody behind the ball. We were enjoying just passing it around. Augusto looks up, goes clear, makes it 2-0. It was at that point of the game that I finally saw us shift back behind the ball. Nice to see you too, Rosemary. It's been a long time. It's the way that we touched the ball around for the second goal was fantastic. Then we finally put bodies behind. Very concerning that in the split seconds that we started to put bodies behind the ball, we conceded. Now, funny enough, when we do concede that goal, in the build-up to conceding that goal, I'm actually pretty happy. I think we're pressing well on the halfway line. I think Akanji almost makes not 1 but 2 disposals. Bonny is on the pitch at this time. He's pressing well. We almost dispose in midfield, and if we just even get a nick on that in midfield, we're going away down the other end. Somehow, some way, 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4, open the back door a little bit more, and Sassuolo just creep in. It was so sneaky. It was not deserved. It was so sneaky, and it was not deserved. But it happened. It happened. But it's okay. It's okay. Josep Martinez, thank you for bringing it up. Safe was very, very good. Sorry if we're going through a bit of a patchy area spot. We are very, very good with Josep Martinez in goals. I like the way he commands the ball. I liked his saves. There was a couple of nervy moments, but he made sure that I wasn't nervous for them. He needs to start more and more. When also look at the fact that Jan Sommer was also away for the Ballon d'Or ceremony. this morning. I don't think that's a big contributing factor. At the end of the day, if a coach needs you, you're still going to play. But yeah, I think that, slight contributor at least. So overall, there were positives from Sassuolo. But there were also the same usual concerns. And we're going to have much tougher games than Sassuolo. This is not De Zerbi's Sassuolo. This is not Scamacca Fratese's Sassuolo. It's not Locatelli's Sassuolo. It's a shit Sassuolo. It's a Serie B Sassuolo. They might go down to Serie B again. They subbed on Christian Volpato yesterday. No offense to him. I'm a fan of Christian Volpato, but ask me why. He grew up in the same area that my dad grew up in. He's a Southside Sydney boy from Abbotsbury around the Wetherill Park area. Anyway, we're going to need to do a lot better. Roma and Napoli are coming up soon, but in between that, we need to get points because I believe Milan are playing Juve and Napoli back to back. All right. Thanks for joining me this morning. It was a short but sweet live drive. I'll keep them coming if I can. Okay? Ciao.